Dilwa. Sorry, the meeting is live streamed.
Shall I start? Should I start?
Yes.
प्रणाम। मैथिल पर्सनालिटी टॉक में अपने सबके बहुत बहुत स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन अछि। सब गोटे के नव वर्षक खूब रास शुभकामना। मिथिला के प्रतिभा के डंका दुनिया भर में बाजि रहल अछि। भगवती जानकी कृपा हम सब मैथिल जन के ऊपर अहिना बनल रहे, ई हमर कामनिक इच्छा अछि। इंटरनेशनल मैथिल डायस्पोरा मिथिला उच्च प्रतिभाशाली लोकनिक एक सशक्त मंच अछि, and it's connecting people across generations, learning from one another, and we are very, very proud of it. Today, we, the Maithil youth, are glad to be in the conversation with the very versatile Dr. Aditya Jhaji. So, you are an Indian-Canadian entrepreneur, philanthropist, and social activist. Your business portfolio consists of several startups and company turnarounds with interest in Canada, India, Thailand, and Nepal. You also run several philanthropic initiatives through your private charitable foundation, promoting, educating, and nurturing entrepreneurship to increase opportunities for the less fortunate. In 2012, you were appointed a member of the Order of Canada, Canada's highest civilian award. In 2013, you were recognized as Champion of Public Education in Canada, winner of 25th Canadian Immigrant Award, inductee of 30 most influential Indo-Canadian power list, and the recipient of Honorary Doctorate of Laws from Ryerson University, the university's highest honor. Sir is also the former national convener of Canada-India Foundation, a public policy organization. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Thank you so much. That's a very rich introduction. You know, I'm in such kind of events, I feel impressed with that introduction myself, while the fact is that I'm not that impressive. So thank you anyway. And it's great to be with such a young crowd, and I'm very happy to be here.
We're happy to have you, sir. So moving on, I would like the team to introduce themselves, starting with me. Hello again, everyone. My name is Janvi Mishra. I'm a second year mass media student of Wilson College. I'm always on the run to learn something new, and I feel extremely lucky to be here today. Over to you, Vatsala.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vatsala Jha. I'm in Germany, and I'm from Madhubani, Bihar. I'm in 8th standard, and my hobbies are drawing and playing badminton. And thank you for giving me this opportunity, Dr. Rajesh Uncle. He's not here, but yeah, thank you. And yeah, I feel extremely lucky. Over to Dipankar.
Hello, I'm currently in Kyiv, Ukraine in 11th grade. I'm really thankful for this opportunity, and welcome Mr. Aditya Jha. Over to Milandi.
Hi, thank you, Dipankar. So I'm Mrinalini Arja. I'm currently employed at UNIDO, which is United Nations Industrial Development Organization. I began working just this year after completing my master's from TIS Mumbai in social work. And I have studied at Delhi University for my bachelor's. And yes, I come from Madhubani, Bihar as well. And I'm really looking forward to this session, and I'm really looking forward to learn from you, Mr. Aditya.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Now I would request Dr. Aditya sir to address all of us.
I don't know, we could talk about various things, but first of all, I see this of late initiative for connecting Maithila, people from Mithila. It's today, these days, it's not that known around the world, but in the olden days, over 1,000 years before BC, it was one of the major power centers of India. And this was not a unknown place. And for people in India, where majority is Hindus, Ram and Sita has such a central place in their social life that we can say that they are connected with us. The whole country is connected with us. Today, Mithila is very, very backward economically. Culturally, we are very rich. Historically, we are very rich. Economically, we are very, very backward. And I grew up in a village, a small village in near the border town in Sitamarhi district. And I have seen, I still see that the kind of pride we take in tyag and tapasya and don't value too much money. We should just think for things which are of a higher value, which it is, no doubt about it, it is. But I am of a firm belief that we all should look at creating wealth in the society or individually as well, because when we have, that becomes a means to do all those higher things. So I just wanted to bring out this thing that creation of wealth is very important. Value of education in Mithila had been and still it is very, very high. But the second thing I would say is it most important that we focus too much on education when we cannot provide jobs for people. It's very few people will be as lucky as Janvi or Mrinalini coming from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. This पता नहीं कितने लोगों को पता होगा, लेकिन एक बात है कि जे somebody like me, I know TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and also you graduated from Lady Shriram College.
Shriram College, right.
The दोसर क्वेश्चन हमर ई छै कि कतेक इम्पोर्टेंस देबऽ के चाही entrepreneurship, wealth creation के एजुकेशन तो चाहिए हमरा सबके गांव घर में, बड़का शहर में, फैमिलीज में, लेकिन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप पर सेहो जोर देल जाए और बड़का बड़का एंटरप्रेन्योर के लोग नाम लै छै, बट if you the sum total, एकरा कहै छै the long tail theory, कि लोग बात करै छै हेड के, लेकिन जे जकर लॉन्ग टेल के सब चीज के जोड़ देबै छोट 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 एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के, तो बड़का बड़का से बहुत पैघ होइ छै। ई दोसर पॉइंट हम कहै चाहै छी। I'm going to stop here. और अहाँ सब कुछ पूछियो, कुछ कमेंट करियो। Let's start the discussion and then we take it from there.
Certainly. So Dipankar may have a.
Yeah, so you mentioned you're from Sitamarhi, Bihar. Do you mind telling us about your early life there?
So Dipankar, is everybody comfortable with the Maithili?
Yes, sir. We can also mix a little bit Hindi for
but
greater reach.
कौन चीज के ज्यादा ध्यान दिल जाए, अंग्रेजी के जैसे ध्यान दिल जाए कि मैथिली के ध्यान दिल जाए?
जना अहाँ के सुविधा हुआ. We can mix everything.
Yes, अंग्रेजी कनी बेसी fluent भ गेलै, but I grew up in a Maithil background. I grew up in a village. गांव में हम पैदा भेलिए, गांव में पढ़लिए, सेहो फर्स्ट 16 वर्ष हमर सीतामढ़ी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, लेकिन बढ़िया स्कूल रहे थे गांव में, लेकिन बहुत बढ़िया स्कूल रहे। ओकरा बाद हम दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी गेलिए, हंसराज कॉलेज, एंड हमर लास्ट डिग्री रहे कंप्यूटर साइंस में PhD JNU, बहुत फेमस यूनिवर्सिटी छे, ओतऽ से हम PhD करैत रहिए। सो लाइफ इन सीतामढ़ी वाज रहे बहुत यदि हम इफ आई लुक बैक तो बहुत बढ़िया रहे, बहुत रोमांटिक जका लगे छे एखन। ओइ समय में बहुत चीज शायद ओतेक नहीं निक लगे, लेकिन आब बहुत लगे छे। आइए हम काठमांडू हमर काल गाड़ी से एलै त I have a farmhouse. I've just recently kind of built 8 acres में specific सब्जी कम से कम 7-8 तरीका के लाइफ अपन पड़ोसी सबके दिलिए माछ ले ले चावल चूड़ा एना ओना सो हमर जिंदगी में एकटा होय accomplishment कि अहाँ कथी पद पहुंचलो आ दोसर चीज हम बुझी छी solidity of the person and your life हमरा लगे कि हमर solidity एले गांव से वो हमर मैथिल बैकग्राउंड से एवरीथिंग इतने ग्रेट नहीं छे कि हमरा मिथिला वाला में लेकिन आई गॉट द बेस्ट ऑफ इट grew up in a Brahmin family and a very ritualistic family जो हम बिल्कुल अरिचुअलिस्टिक छे लेकिन I really value you know when I कोनो क्यों गीत भेज दे छे जो शीतल के या सामा चकवा के so I have those vivid memory of those little things growing up in a village एकटा होय छलैया एक रात के फंक्शन जेमे सब कोई आदमी खाना बनावे छे अथी के औरा के पेड़ के नीचा में there must be some reason for all of that but बहुत बढ़िया दीपांकर हमर बैकग्राउंड छे हम कहलो अहाँ के जे बिगिनिंग में ई जे सॉलिडिटी छे हमरा में जे अंदर से जे मजबूती छे ओकर हमरा ओथी के देन छे हमरा ओकरा एक्सप्रेशन दल के जेएनयू दियू समते नहीं ल पेलियो I got expression लेकिन जे solid platform रहे हमर गांव पर रहे हम गांव कहे छी लेकिन I was from a good family a landed family educated family so that's anything specific you have in mind क्या हमरा सब कुछ चाहे छी सीतामढ़ी है and that is a place where the story goes that Ma Janki she was born there. That's why this place is called Sitamarhi. It was originally Sita Mahi, the land where Sita ji was born. Our farmhouse is between Janakpur and Sita.
सर ई तो जहाँ जे अहाँ कहलो से छले अहाँ के बचपन के जखन अहाँ बाहर नहीं गेल छलो तकरा बाद अहाँ बाहर रहल छी the culture के केना hold कऽ पेलिए अखन की relation अछि अहाँ के मतलब culture सँ have you been able to hold on to it have you been following it thoroughly
हमरा से बढ़िया त अहाँ बाय से define कर सी culture because it can be many things to many people but हमर cultural धरोहर छे memory हमर प्रैक्टिस नहीं छे हमर कल्चरल so practice wise हम ओतेक ज्यादा I won't say but as in memory I feel that I have a very rich memory of the Maithil culture and जहन जिंदगी में यहाँ एक प्लेटफॉर्म से दोसर प्लेटफॉर्म से जाई छी और ठीक से जाई छी तो पुरनका एक सेकंड करी हम म्यूट करे छी किछ लोग आले तक sorry this is the working from home I have a guest house in Kathmandu it's a guest house means यहीं पे मैं जब आता हूँ तो रहता हूँ या मेरे I have offices in 9 countries छोटी छे सुना में बड़ पैग लगे छे but it's still a small company so anyway going back to the question यहाँ कहली culture दिया हमरा बहुत I feel very proud to have come from that but I don't have only that हम जतो जाय छी यदि हम क्यूबा में गेलिए तो जाय छी हमर फाउंडेशन से तो बैले के हम स्टूडियो के पाई दिलिए and Cubans are very very good with the dance and all that so e part of my life बैले के तो हम बीओ नहीं जानी चली जहाँ पे हम जीएनयू में पीएचडी खरीद लेते तक इनफैक्ट आई जोक विद पीपल कि वास्तव में ओना तो अंग्रेजी जनित रही, बट जेएनयू में पीएचडी के समय में ककरो हम सुनली ट्विंकल ट्विंकल लिटिल स्टार, तो बट बहुत क्विक ग्रास्प कर के अच्छे हमर जिज्ञासा बुझियो, हमर व्यक्तित्व बुझियो, हमर पर्सन बुझियो एमे छै। तो हम कोनो अगेन आई विल से for me the Mithila culture is my memory, and आप जहाँ हम गांव जा लगलिए that I'm putting up my thing there, like हमारा all murals in my farmhouse has all the Janaki theme. The हमारे टा पोखर बनवलिए ओई में करीब बुझियो वहाँ 520 स्क्वायर फीट के पेरीमीटर बाय 4 फीट, तो भेले 2000 स्क्वायर फीट में, and I'm thinking of की कहबै दीवार पर पूरा मंडन मिश्र और शंकराचार्य के जे डिबेट छे, तो ओकर हम पिक्चराइजेशन करऽ चाहे छी। ओई तरह के इंटरेस्ट जरूर छे, बट जे विचार में आल अहाँ सब जका मृणालिनी अहाँ सब जका हम बहुत सोच के नहीं करी छी, हमरा जे मन में आबै छै मुंह उठाए चल दिए वही तरह के हमर
That's the beauty of your personality, sir.
थैंक यू।
अहाँ मिथिला से कनाडा गेल छी, तो मिथिला के की एहन चीज छै जे अहाँ के बेसी मन पड़ै छै, लाइक व्हाट इज इट?
हमरा की लगे है कि ई पारिवारिक माहौल जे छै छले, खास कर ई ओकर बहुत ज्यादा हमरा बुझाइए। आप जब आई हैव ग्रोन अप मोर आई रियलाइज कि दैट इज एन एसेट। ई नहीं कि आई कहब जो होन छै जे हम गाँव में देखै छी, लेकिन हमरा बचपन के मेमोरी से ई सब से कि अहाँ के लाइफ अराउंड योर फैमिली एंड एक्सटेंडेड फैमिली के इर्द गिर्द जे मूव हो छलिए ना, so that was very rich। तो हम बहुत हमर बेटा डॉक्टर के फाइनल ईयर में एमडी के हो वाला छी एखन, तो ओकरा कहे जी डैड you don't have an idea about depression and people can have those mental issues because you will say just shut up, yet the you have no concept of it। हम कहलिए you are right, अपना ठमन डिप्रेशन तो रहल हेते ओथु रहे लेते, लेकिन घर के माहौल में ओकरा it was taken care of। जे वेस्टर्न अप्रोच में उतने ज्यादा इकट्ठा रह के नहीं छे हिसाब किताब। So that is the one thing I find very unique about how I grew up। I'm sure कि बाकियों communities में हेते हैं, जना कि Italians के देखलिए हम कुछ लोग के very family oriented people, even though it's part of the Western world, लेकिन छे बहुत ज्यादा family। मिथिला वाला हमरा ओई चीज में बहुत ज्यादा I think function, oh my God, हमरा बुझाइ कि हर 2 सप्ताह में एकटा कोनो किछ रहबे करै छै।
थैंक यू सर। वत्सला,
हम स्कूल में पढ़े छी तो हमरा ई क्वेश्चन पूछे ले बहुत जिज्ञासा अछि जे अहाँ के स्कूल लाइफ केहन छले, माने अहाँ की स्कूल में अहाँ के की नीक लागे छले, ओइ पर अहाँ के एखन की प्रभाव पड़ल, स्कूल समय के एहन कोनो घटना जे अहाँ हमरा संगे शेयर करऽ चाहब हमरा सब संगे?
हमर स्कूल लाइफ के ई छे ओकर विवरण कि हमर घरवाली हमरा कहल कि कोनो हालत में तू अपना बच्चा के नहीं बताई है कि तू हाउ यू टुक योर स्टडीज इन स्कूल। ई बुझ सके छी कि टोटली आउट ऑफ नॉर्म आई वाज, इफ आई डिस्क्राइब टू यू तो अहाँ बुझात कि हम डिलिंक्वेंट चाइल्ड रही। हम अपना फादर के लिए बहुत बड़का चैलेंज रही। Like हमर average attendance in high school was never more than 40%, so I'm not a role model। I like to study रही तो साइंस के विद्यार्थी सब कुछ रहे, लेकिन हमरा अंग्रेजी और हिंदी के उपन्यास पढ़ना है, ये सब करना है। तो एक आदमी हमरा कनी he gave me some prestigious explanation कहे हमरा कहल कि तैले ना हासन आदमी सब रहे छै जे हार्वर्ड छोड़ देलकै और स्टैनफोर्ड छोड़ दै छलिए, उ अहाँ सब हम ओते पैघ नहीं छिए लेकिन तैयो एवरेज से बेहतर हमर स्कूल हम एग्जाम्पल वत्सला बिल्कुल नहीं छी एंड 23 से जब हम नहीं बतेली अपना बेटा का आप बतावे छी तो ओकरा आश्चर्य लगे छी बट बिकॉज ही हैड बीन ए सुमा कम लाउडे टाइप perfect score in everything. I call him designer child and he gets mad at me. Because बहुत programmed life छै हमर बिल्कुल unprogrammed life. पता नहीं कते यूजफुल है हमर लोग के जान के कि हमरा सन आदमी बिल्कुल out of the norm, not अनुकरणीय that type हमर school life छै. But you don't take anything from that because that is not the route to go. Did you expect that that kind of answer?
Actually, no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir, being from a social sector, माफ करब हमर question बेसी ओइ से related हैत. हम ई दूटा question छला हमर. पहिल तो अगर हम scope अगर explore करी कि कनाडा में social sector के केहन opportunity रहे छै और and if at all there are opportunities, then we suppose if we are in India or some other places and we wish to relocate to Canada, so where do we start finding them and how do we get to them?
एकर तो पूरा सेशन होबक चाहिए. मैं यहाँ 3-4 क्वेश्चन के राख देली है. So let me tell you social sector के की सीन छै and एक सेकंड और होल्ड करिए. So I had a car come from my village last night and you're going to leave early morning tomorrow. So can I take this call, please? Oh my God.
Sure. Sir.
I'm taking an architect from here for my farmhouse. So that could be another day discussion. So I was talking about your social activity scene. I think all Western world is much more deep rooted in social kind of a activity than countries like India. At times I wonder, despite ki CSR के activity मतलब government mandated छे, but यदि यहाँ देखबै percentage of the net worth of some of these top the richest person जो कि दुनिया के richest में सब छे इंडिया के लोग सब, हमरा लगे बहुत percentage wise बहुत कम छे. And more than that, I don't have the fact, but हमरा लगे है कि अंदर से वहाँ commitment नहीं छे. Like कि जकरा बेसी करऽ के चाही. पैसा के रियल वेल्थ के रियल मेजर छै कि not how much you have but what do you do with that wealth. इंडिया में ओते ज्यादा हमरा दिखाई नहीं छै. You know, एकटा फनी चीज छै कि इंडस पोरा करके यूएस में ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बहुत प्रेस्टिजियस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन छै. ओइमे 100टा इंडियन के नाम इंडस पोरा तक छे and very prestigious. और 100टा इंडियंस के पूरा दुनिया के philanthropist के लिस्ट छे. And I was surprised to see my name with Nita Ambani and Adani and this and that. And I was listening to Vadhwani brothers who are almost billionaires. And that because I was feeling very uncomfortable कि हम तो किसी पतिंगो नहीं छे बस के सामने. बिल्कुल ही, it's a fact. तो कहल के में कि philanthropy is not about the capacity only, it is also about capability. I could say, okay, now I can justify because the projects I chose, and I can lagi the हम अपन बड़ाई कर रहल छियै जना Aboriginals of Canada के लेल हम project के लिए to nurture entrepreneurship or other things like that. So going back to your question, is that Western societies in general are very social focused. In fact, government is more socialistic, though these countries are called capitalist. But if you look at the programs and the policies of the government, the communist country में सब चीज नहीं चीजें थे rich countries में छे चाहे Scandinavian सब तो ultimate छे, right? तो जहाँ तक individual social activity जेकरा कहे छे, in fact there is Association of Fundraising Professionals, AFP, and Toronto is a very big center in North America. तो ओकरा से involve हो सकती है, AFP शायद कहे छे, Association of Fundraising Professionals. I know people, so it is a good one to go and do. In fact, social the Khali sector, this to me it looks like a professional career, to like really professional. जैसे हमरा शुरू में और एखनो कहूँ दिक्कत हुई है, हम सोची छिए कि जे आदमी इस सेक्टर में काज करे छे ओकरा में करी पैशन होना चाहिए, ओकरा में it cannot be a career only, it is like a professional career, it should be done professionally, and that's why you need professionals. But this can't be like you build a हमरा दिमाग में लगे कि you have a cottage and this and that because you work for Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. So it becomes like a status, okay, it's a job type of thing. But from your point of view, Canada is it's a very, very civilized country. In my view, I have lived in many countries. I'm a permanent residency रहे Australia में, Canada में, Singapore में, हम फ्रांस में रहल छी, और एखन जहिया से बिजनेस केलहुँ हँ तो हमरा जेना थाईलैंड में हम ऑफिस छे एना ओना, तो हमरा तैयो बहुत मिडिल क्लास टाइप के बहुत शरीफ देश लगे छे कैनेडा. How to go there, it's another topic, so we will just stop.
Thank you so much, sir. So basically, you are an entrepreneur and a philanthropist. So, like, how do you happen to manage both your work and working for people together?
Both things you don't manage for people like me. You just somehow struggle and manage to manage. And being, I have become an entrepreneur. I have grown into entrepreneurship. I was not a born entrepreneur. Though I think the making of my person, the fiber of mine was more suited for becoming an entrepreneur. लेकिन जहिया से हम पढ़ाई लिखाई करी अका देकर entrepreneur को हमरा ABCD नहीं होइत रहे, अन्य जरूरत रहे. So, but now I think हमरा कह सकै छी कि I am a purebred entrepreneur because of the kind of things I do. But even philanthropic wise also, our focus more and more is moving to nurturing entrepreneurship. I have talked about a concept which many times I think I have talked about, then I discovered somebody else has already talked about it. I call radical entrepreneur. I think a radical entrepreneur is he or she who makes money, and the way they make money, that's the way they serve the society. So their work has a positive impact. on the people with whom they work and the society where they work. But their primary goal is to make money. There's no apology about making money. And कोनो संशय नहीं रहना चाहिए. So it's never, I think if you're an entrepreneur and if you are a philanthropist like myself with very little means, we don't think much about managing. We struggle. We keep figuring out. Let's do this. Let's do that.
That's great, sir. Thank you.
Sir, so आपको what caused you to offer scholarships and other educational projects in Canada? कोई hardship आपके साथ जो आप face किए थे या कुछ और ही था वो?
नहीं, मेरे पास hardship नहीं था because I come from a landed family, but we hardly had money, but we had enough other things, everything. Very well-to-do family with little money. But I saw the power of a scholarship when I was doing my PhD. Our School of Computer Sciences, everybody had UGC scholarship. JNU kani basi pampered chale or nahiyo, and that made life very easy. Just to give you an example, I'm PhD पढ़ित रहिए. Dipankar, you are okay with Maithil, right? When I talk in Maithil?
हाँ, मैं ठीक हूँ, मैं समझ पाता हूँ.
हाँ, तो हम देखियो, हाई बुझियो, हमरा 450 रुपया शुरू में भेटे जूनियर स्कॉलरशिप, यूजीसी के छे जूनियर फेलोशिप स्कॉलरशिप एंड यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट्स कमीशन. 450 में से हमारे हॉस्टल पीएचडी स्टूडेंट्स के हॉस्टल से ब्यूटीफुल कैंपस जेएनयू हैज, एंड वही में 150 रुपया में रूम के किराया, breakfast, lunch and dinner was 150 rupees. And then 50 rupees was my tuition fee for PhD. तो 200 रुपया. सोचियो कतेक रिच रहे, स्कूटर चलावे छलिए, डेट करे छलिए, बढ़िया होटलों सब में, इवन चाय कॉफी पिए के लिए 5-star होटल में जा सकते. प्लस आई यूज्ड टू डू ट्यूशन बिकॉज कंप्यूटर साइंस वाला से लोग जनरली एखनो तक मैथ में दिक्कत रहे छे लोग. तो वही में बहुत पाई भेटी छे. Like I can easily make 200 rupees per hacker. So that gave me this whole thing that scholarship is very useful. I believe Canada में हमारा नाम से 20 टा छे endowments and grants in 3 universities and 2 colleges. जेकर disbursement हर वर्ष छे $70,000. जो इंडियन रुपीज में 40 लाख रुपया करीब बुझियो हर वर्ष, because endowment, so it will never die. Only the grants can die. The endowments will live forever. और हमर इस सपना छे कि मोरा से पहले हमर यदि 40 लाख के जगह पे यदि 1 करोड़ भ जेते, then I will think कि हम ककरो से कम रिच नहीं छी, because हम अपन एटा रायट्स यूनिवर्सिटी के वाइस चांसलर कहली कि जना कनाडा में यूनिवर्सल health care. In Canada, anybody and everybody, like some of the other Western countries, has a free medical care. There's no private medical health care in Canada. You can't go to a private hospital. Everybody has to go to these public places. And the doctors are all paid for, everything. So I said, if ever I could become a very, very rich guy, I would push for universal healthcare, universal education. Anybody and everybody should be able to study where they qualify to be a student. लेकिन जना वो मूवी रहे ने पे इट फॉरवर्ड वाला, जहन अहाँ अपन काज करी तो वो जते पाई अहाँ ले ली ओकरा वापस कर उतबे कर दियो. Forget about giving money from your side. यदि अहाँ बुझियो कि हमर हर वर्ष 20 टा विद्यार्थी के दै छियै, करीब 10 साल भ गेलै, आप 20 टा के तो 200 नहीं 2000, right? Yeah, 2000 विद्यार्थी. If they return their scholarship money, oh my God, that would be phenomenal. And that's what I believe, that पढ़क लेल कत्तो आदमी के पाई रखे लेंगे ओकरा वापस देबे चाहिए. ये नहीं कि हाँ बहुत तेज छी तेल ला के पैसा बाकी. That's what the thinking even I had when I was getting UGC. Bhai ye to mera, because I'm smart, that's why I'm like that. So did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Take that. So much.
तऽ कहल जाइ छै जे कनाडा के एजुकेशन सिस्टम बहुत नीक छै, तऽ ओहिमे एहन की खासियत छै जे ओतऽ के सिस्टम एते नीक मानल जाइ छै एजुकेशन सिस्टम कनाडा के?
I think relatively, first of all, हम नहीं जानते पूरा दुनिया के एजुकेशन सिस्टम, लेकिन कनाडा में ये जे छै कि भाई हाई स्कूल तक सबके पढ़ाई फ्री छै, ओना तो इंडिया में फ्री छै, लेकिन वास्तव में फ्री छै, बढ़िया क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन छै, एंड कॉलेज वगैरह भी बहुत ज्यादा महंगा नहीं छै, unless you go for a professional program like law or MBA. And interestingly, I only came to know my son when he joined MD program. With MBBS MD after 4 years of undergrad. It's very inexpensive. हमरा बुझाइए तो now साल के 25,000 Canadian dollar कहे छे, but with this grant and that grant, I never had to pay more than 7,000-8,000 Canadian dollars. Then कि US में the 100,000 US dollar that time. It is. तो सरकार बहुत सोशलिस्टिक छे बतला, समझो कि नहीं? Education is also generally it is not seen as a पैसा बनावे केना बनायल जाए से वाला। खाली एक चीज आप भगलिए न्यू phenomenon, international students they milk them. The amount of money they charge is very high from the international students, and they come to Canada because they can get visa, work visa very easily. They get up to US, UK also will start, but Canada is very, very generous in giving opportunity for people to settle back in the country and work. So Janvi, I think I have 40 minutes with here. I'm so cross कगल है, you know?
Yeah, but it won't end. Like, we do have more questions, right?
Yeah.
That depends on the availability of Mr.
Yeah.
नहीं आप पूछो।
I'm so sorry. Like, अच्छा, I think Dipankar will.
Yeah, so in Sri Lanka, जहाँ पे यूक्रेन से पहले रह रहा था, students were given interest-free loans for select degrees and colleges. क्या ये कहीं और भी implement हो सकता है कि इंडिया या फिर कोई और कंट्री में?
जिस रेट से इंडिया के पॉलिटिक्स चले छे तो ये forget about interest, वो माफे भए थे, जो लोन भी छे से माफ भए थे, and that kind of discussion अमेरिका में शुरू हो गेल छे, and in Canada all I think this will happen because students are very politically very important voting bloc, and because of politics they will get it. So yes.
Also, in this rapidly changing world, आप कहाँ सोच रहे हैं कि students should focus on, like कौन सा industry good opportunities provide कर सकता है?
देखिए दूटा बात छे जगह पर ध्यान रखना चाहिए, मतलब now that I look back at education, one is because most of us become student, we have a necessity कि हमरा सबके नौकरी करना चाहिए, मानियो या नहीं मानियो, but necessity छे कि नौकरी करना चाहिए, तो वहन चीज पढ़ी जैसे कि काज भेट सके, और जे जॉब के जे मार्केट छे बहुत चीज में चेंज भ रहल छे, अहाँ कोई पर ध्यान दे पड़त कि भाई कौन चीज हम करी जैसे में नौकरी भेट, लेकिन हमरा बुझाइए कि नॉलेज के लिए सेहो पढ़ा, और वेस्टर्न सोसाइटी में तो छे कि अहाँ आई डोंट नो इंडिया में कतेक छे, बट जेनी सब में छले मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी काइंड ऑफ, तो किछ ने किछ और चीज जैसे कि ज्ञान वाला चीज के सेहो पर ध्यान दे, हमारा मानना है और किछ नहीं तो एटलीस्ट आई टेल पीपल यहाँ लोगों के बायोग्राफी पढ़ियो और यू विल सरप्राइज कि जतेक बड़का बड़का आदमी कहे छे लोग कि बड़का आदमी छे कि वो सब बहुत पार्ट ऑफ ओकर जीवन बहुत साधारण छे, साधारणों से छोट छे, लेकिन किछ एरिया छे, एक एरिया छे दे एक्सेल लाइक क्रेजी लाइक मतलब you can't even touch them, but rest of the things may they could be below average person.
एक और सवाल है, आपको कौन सा कंट्री लगता है इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हायर एजुकेशन के लिए अच्छा होगा?
Qualify.
आपको कौन से कंट्री लगता है कि इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बेस्ट होगा हायर एजुकेशन के लिए? जब आपने कहा कि कनाडा में वर्क वीजा आसानी से मिलता है,
मेरे हिसाब
कोई और
से
country है?
कनाडा बहुत बढ़िया होगा, लेकिन आई हैव बीन रीडिंग सम ऑफ दीज स्कैंडिनेवियन कंट्रीज एंड जर्मनी, जैसे मैंने जो पढ़ा है, एंड वत्सला यू कैन करेक्ट मी देयर, इज देयर एजुकेशन फी वगैरह जर्मनी में बहुत कम है कंपेयर टू कनाडा अमेरिका से, and very job focused, so it all depends. रहने के लिए पढ़ने के बाद रहने के लिए I'm biased for Canada over even US and UK और Australia for definitely, लेकिन अपने फाइनेंशियल सिचुएशन को देखते हुए, एंड ये बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज, आई विश इफ आई वाज a student I would like to study in Germany, to learn German language, and I would like to study in some other places. Language तो जरूर पिकअप करना चाहिए, but I'm biased towards Canada.
Thank you, sir.
हम तो इहो कहै छी, हाँ ब्रिलियंट छी तो इंडिया में पढ़ू, एबव एवरेज छी तो विदेश में पढ़ू, बिकॉज एकरा हमारे टीचर रही कही कि गधे को भी चंदन लगा दो तो पंडित बन जाता है, तो वहने छे कि यदि आदमी फॉरेन डिग्री में जाकर कनी बेहतर कर ली छे कि एवरेज, because Delhi University में Mrinali can tell you that to get into LSR and all, कतेक वर्ष पहले LSR में पढ़त रही है? 5 वर्ष?
नहीं सर, 2016 to 2019.
2016 to 2019. तहन, and you know that how difficult it is to get in there.
Extremely, yes.
Amazing कि first list निकलेगा 100% सेंट स्टीफेंस का, इवन हंसराज वगैरह को इतना नहीं था, मतलब हमारे जमाने में भी स्टीफेंस वाज नंबर 1 एंड श्रीराम कॉलेज ऑफ कॉमर्स, और लेकिन अब तो लगता है कि 95 प्लस तो लुक्स लाइक एन एवरेज. So brilliant should study in India and above average should go abroad.
So my question is like a little serious.
One more thing, Janvi.
Yeah.
I tell some of my known people, if their daughters didn't marry early, which people these days don't want to, and it becomes sometimes challenging. And I said, you get an extension, go abroad. So
yeah.
In India, 28 साल उम्र भय छी, 30 साल तो लगे छी कनिक threshold cross कर दिए. I have a nephew who is a single, and he sold his company recently, IT वगैरह से. He's 38. He didn't marry. और अभी इंडिया में एक दो जगह से फैमिली से हमने रिश्ते दिया, नहीं 38. The guy is a multi-millionaire and very good looking and everything. हमको देख लो, तुम्हारा पैसा तो बन गया, शादी नहीं हुई तुम्हारी इंडिया में.
Right. So my question is like a little serious one. You worked at Bell Canada, you left it, and then you started your own software company. It was a startup. So what have been your most, significant failures, and what did you learn from them? It's a little cliche, but I really wanted to know.
It is cliche. First of all, I hate that expression that you learn from failures. I really hate that expression, like, which is truth. You do learn from failure. But if I had a choice, I would like to learn from my others' failures and my success. But that's not how it is. I look at failures, I don't believe in rationalizing them. You fail, you fail. It hurts. For me, I have failed several times. I have had a spectacular success in life, but this whole notion that he or she is successful, I really believe that there rarely is anybody who is successful. Because success to me is an event in life. It is not a state. And when you give a tag of successful to somebody, you are telling him this person is in the state of success, which is not true. In fact, I think somebody should have made a word not successful, failure, and that would have been more appropriate. So I do learn, but that is not something I say it very respectfully. I feel bad about it. I really feel bad about it, and I blame most of the time myself.
Okay, I think we can move towards the closure of the session. So we would like to end with a message from you to our youth, especially those belonging to the Maithil community, sir.
I think what is happening now is the way you are coming on these platforms and others are coming, that we should have a positive bonding. And because you can be brilliant and everything, but experience only comes with time. And it comes with geography. It comes with situations. So everybody cannot, you cannot compress time. And everybody is not in every geography, right? I was talking to somebody he didn't want to go Harvard because he wanted to do something in Janakpur. I said, and my view was, are you crazy? Go to Harvard first. Become big, become influential, make lots of money, and come back to Maithil. There is always a time for these things. So become very strong, try to be bold, and especially I see there are 3 women, girls here, is that don't lose your femininity. This whole thing, when you see successful people, mostly they are men, and men have these rough edges. That is not a strength. And femininity is not weakness. It is a very nurturing trait. So usko preserve karna chahiye. Don't try to become a man when you become successful. And I will repeat that being soft is not weak. Being kind is not, you have no legs to stand on. No. So Mrinali, we can talk a lot. It's very easy to lecture.
That was a great note, sir. Thank you so much. And indeed, this session has been extremely delightful and enlightening, I'm sure. ये हमारे community के जितने भी लोग देखेंगे उनके लिए बहुत helpful होगा. We touched base upon everything, right from your early life, personal life, your relation with culture, to different ideas on philanthropy and social sector, social service, all of it. We almost seem to have covered everything, which is so great. And thank you, sir, for taking out time and for coming with us and for just sharing your ideas. It was extremely nice to learn from you, and not just in terms of ideas and thoughts, but also how much with humility you carry yourself. So that has been extremely enriching indeed. And we hope that you continue to impact lives and keep inspiring us. So thank you so much for again.
First of all, my objective was not to teach people and you learn from me. I wanted to share my experience and give you a perspective so that you can figure out that if it triggers some thoughts in you, some actions, that would be great. But I think the best person to tell what you should do in life is you. But best approach is to listen to people like myself and others, because that way you get different perspectives. So I feel it's a very unique opportunity for me. I never thought, Rajesh ji, I have learned today one thing. I will ask in future who are going to be the attendees, what is the session about, what topic you are going to talk. But I had no clue. I just came and like green as grass, and I had no idea what am I going to do in this session.
But wasn't that for better, sir?
I think it's phenomenal, but I'm just trying to tell you, I had no idea. I had no idea. राजेश जी,
नमस्कार सर, प्रणाम सर, प्रणाम।
खुश रहिए, खुश रहिए।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर अहाँके समय के लिए।
नहीं हमें तो हम अहाँके धन्यवाद। हम खाली एतबे कहली कि हमरा कोनो आइडिया नहीं छले कि आई की छै फॉर्मेट, की छै आउटकम। इन फैक्ट आई वाज आस्किंग Vatsala ki what is the end goal, and but I'm very happy that I never had in my long career a session like this. So I am deeply appreciative.
Thank you,
and
sir.
It also proved one thing: I can hold myself without topic, without anything, and looks like from the expression of your faces that I did a reasonably good job. So I'm happy about that.
I'm really proud of you and proud of this youth. Excellent conversation was. It was our experiment, and our team decided that let us do some experiment. Always we adults comes, so I thought let's this way our youth, future generation will connect with a senior personality.
Amazing.
Thank you, sir.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank
you, guys. God bless.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
So much, sir.
Thank you.